say, like,
Yeah.
though, if you do plan on making your relationship public, I would definitely talk to your best friend first and tell her.
Oh.
Because, first of all, you should have, like, talked to her beforehand.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah. Because I know sort of situation before, I was told by my best friend that she was dating my crush via text.
Wow.
So, like, with a smiley face.
Whoa.
And she knew that you liked...
Uh-huh. And she was trying to get us together. So.
Damn.
Keo, yeah?
Just, yeah.
What was I going to say?
What was it about? Was it about...
Yeah, it was about this.
Yeah? You're leaving us hanging here.
I am.
Was
I was
it...
talking about, like, how the girl should tell her best friend.
Yeah, was it about telling people? Was it about secrets? Was it
Public.
about... Want us to come back?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I was
okay.
going to ask a question. How do you guys think she tells her friend?
Ooh.
In
God.
person.
Well, yeah, of course, but
Okay, that's step one. So step one, in person.
Mm-hmm.
Are there some phrases that you can offer, or some...
some warm-up phrases just so you know she's not going to react too strongly.
Okay.
Why don't we do role play?
Roll.
Alright.
Hey,
I'll be the friend.
You'll be the friend?
Who's the
all right.
person? Username? Anyone?
I've no usernames today, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. All
I'll
right.
do it.
That's a work in progress.
So.
So,
A
let's just come up with names.
All right. So,
Beatrice.
Beatrice.
Bring
All
it
right,
back.
let's go with Beatrice.
I'm going to be
Who
Who
Julie.
are you gonna be?
It's just Beatrice and Julie.
Julie.
Okay.
All right.
And I'm just gonna.
Juliana, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you, best friend? You would never betray me, right?
No, I would not, Julia.
You would never lie to me. You're not doing anything that would make me feel bad or anything in any way.
Well, before I answer any questions, I feel like I do want to
Uh-huh.
have a talk with you before before.
Oh,
we
a
just
talk.
jump into-
I love
yeah.
talking with
Right.
my best friend.
But you should say, I want to tell you something, and I want you to be open-minded, and I don't want you to say anything until I'm done.
I
Thanks,
also like
older
that in
brother.
This role play,
All right. So wait,
you know
Sam.
when you're spiteful and very angry.
Okay.
Sam, that's not a bad way to start off by saying, "Hey, listen, what I'm going to say might sound crazy,
Yeah.
and I feel bad about it, but please,
Just-
for both of our sakes, let's keep responses to a minimum until I'm done
Yeah.
telling you the whole story."
Definitely
Yeah.
prepare her that what you're going to say is probably not something she wants to hear.
Yeah.
And
But
that
she
you
has
are
to.
very sorry.
Right, exactly, and that the reason that you want to say everything before she says anything is because you want her to fully understand that you appreciate the grave consequences that will follow.
Yes.
Yes.
And be prepared for however angry she's going to be. No matter how well you put it to her, it's probably going to hurt her, and she might not take it the best way she could. So
Right, exactly.
prepare
I mean,
yourself.
I recommend being prepared to not really have that friend around too much for the next at least couple weeks.
For her to give you some silent treatment, probably.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You this kind of situation, you have to be understanding and be as gentle as possible, and you're breaking the girl code, so you have to have patience, and you might lose this friend. You have to accept that. But yeah, you have to let her heal and deal with it in her own way.
Yep, I totally feel you. Now, there's a little comment that you made, just sort of going a little bit off topic. Girl code. Now,
Okay, you guys have bro
What is
code.
this?
We have a girl code, and it's not chick code.
now,
It's
first of
girl code.
all, I disagree. I don't think
thought
there's a
ours
girl
was-
code.
I thought it was called
Really,
guy code.
Neil Patrick Harris seemed to do that.
Yeah,
on,
Neil
like,
Patrick Harris wrote
there's
a book about
My
it.
brother has it.
Yeah.
From
yeah.
a show,
Well,
though.
Neil Patrick
Yeah,
Harris.
it's a fictional
Neil,
word.
yeah, exactly. Neil Patrick Harris aside, I would not personally. Wait, there's a bunch of guys in this room. You're the only girl here. I'm sorry. So
Don't-
guys, is there a bro code?
Not written out that I know about. I mean, I have a code for myself that I'll follow. It's just my morals, basically, but you can call it what you want. I don't have one that I hold other people to, like they have to follow that code.
But there's no chicks before.
Well,
You
I
know
don't think there
what?
should be any rule of
God.
possession. I mean, maybe like between your friends as a joke, but the whole. I don't think there should be like. I mean, maybe as a friend you might think, oh, I probably shouldn't be seeing your ex-boyfriend, but
Yeah.
you probably shouldn't have codes. I mean, maybe like. I mean, I don't know if I'd think of codes of possession as necessarily the best thing.
I mean, people who don't necessarily follow the same code as me are people who aren't really my friends or that I don't really want to be around because they have different morals than I do.
All right, so you're saying it's less a bro code and more, here's how I function in life.
Yeah.
Probably my friends will function similar.
Right.
All right.
It's all subjective.
So then, back to you.
Mhm.
Let's talk about the girl code.
We're very complicated girls.
Inform us, enlighten us.
We play dirty,
Yeah.
so we have to have rules.
Okay, and are these rules known throughout all of girlhood?
This should be. Some girls just don't know what's going on.
How
I
did
feel
you
bad.
learn them?
You just do.
Oh, you just know
You
them?
know, it's part of being a woman. It's our sixth sense.
All
right.
Or is the girl code the initiation from going from a girl to a woman?
No, that's called puberty.
And on that note, we're our place. You can call us at 888-531-7171.
Spooky
Now,
text.
before we move on to the next thing, the light was flashing. Or all right, never mind. We've got a new
number.
question coming up. So this is kind of, I laughed, and I shouldn't have laughed. And I want to see if you guys laugh. If you do, do it off mic. I fight with this guy a solid 3 times a week because he wants nudes, but I won't do it. I feel like that's all he wants from me. It's been 2 months, though, so would he have wasted that long on me knowing that he wasn't getting nudes? Or is he just playing some type of game? I feel like if that's all he wanted, he would have stopped talking to me by now. But I'm a girl, so what do I know? Does he actually like me, or what's going on? Now, do you know why I laughed?
The
No.
fighting 3 times a week? Or
No. Because he definitely will try that long to get nudes from
Yeah.
you.
Yes.
Men
I
are
think-
could
and
be
I-
trying
big.
for
Now-
other people
no,
as
and
well.
wait, now I'm just wondering what Keo just said. Is that what Will and Jake were about to say?
Oh,
Y-
my
is-
question was going to be: Has it been 2 months, solid 3 times a week? Because that's very consistent.
That's
Yeah.
Like,
Time to ask
so-
for nude again. 3:30 p.m.
That's
Yeah,
a
he
hundred.
sets-
Reminder.
he sets a
on
reminder.
his phone.
Would that be like
Yeah.
180?
Ask for nudes. Oh, it's 12:30 already. Yeah. Yeah. So, all right. So, Jake, were you gonna say was that your thing?
Oh, it was also just about. Yeah, he probably just wants nudes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the thing. If
Doesn't this guy know that he can just like go on the internet and find like
He wants
celebrities?
to be
and stuff?
real.
oh gosh. Now, like, here's the thing: is that guys, if there is nudity involved, are ceaselessly persistent forever. I mean, like, and I'm not saying that like every guy you're gonna run into is gonna be like this, but like as a general rule of thumb,
Mhm.
a guy is highly motivated when it comes to nudity to be persistent.
To see it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, I agree, and don't think that the amount of time that he's been trying to get nudes from you is anything. He's still trying to get nudes from you, and he shouldn't be.
Right.
He
No,
shouldn't
not at all.
be.
He's first off, he's acting wrong.
I mean,
yeah.
the
Yeah.
fact that you fight over it, that should be a red flag there. It
Yes.
shouldn't be worth enough to fight over. If
Yes.
it was something that he thought was okay to ask for or whatever, he shouldn't care enough about it to fight with you over it or like
Right.
argue.
And like I think that she's getting frustrated, right? And she's like, "Listen, I can't believe you're doing this." And you're saying this and that, but he's not in it for her. He's in it for what's
Exactly.
under her clothes.
So
Exactly.
the answer
Yeah.
would be no. He does not like you for your mind. It's for the physical.
Right. And it doesn't even sound like he likes you. He just,
He just
wants to see what he wants to see.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I can't say that he doesn't care about anything else, but
Right.
he definitely cares about that too much, I think.
Clearly.
And the fact that he doesn't value, your emotions when you say no, clearly means he's just not a good person for you. And and who knows? Maybe he's texting other girls too and being that
Yeah.
persistent. All it is just an easy text every 12:30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jake, you were gonna say something?
Yeah, my comment was almost exactly
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
In that he's putting you being frustrated as not important as him seeing you naked,
Right.
which is a little
Yeah.
creepy.
He doesn't
Mhm.
And
value.
even if you've seen him for 2 months, that's 2 months of him still just being creepy.
And I'll
also
add
like
on
a
to that.
joke.
It's even creepier when you realize that he's clearly he must be taking her responses. The
As-
fact that she's responding at all as encouragement.
Yes.
Oh well, at least she's saying something to me. Maybe I can get somewhere with this.
So that's maybe
the
our
f-
solution.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Maybe she just ought to stop responding.
Yeah.
Now, right? Like we sort of talked about this before, like with internet bullying and whatever else, and like 4chan and etc. Where sometimes, especially when it comes to like online and texting, whatever else, like in certain situations you have the ability to block users or phone numbers, and in certain situations you have the ability to just like completely step away and ignore whatever's going on. And like it's one thing to say, yeah, okay, he clearly is doing messed up things here. He should stop. But like there are steps she could take that are like beyond fighting with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just stop talking. The first time he asked for nudes, you should have just stopped talking to him.
Yeah, like just say that's
Or-
that's not how I roll, and I'm sort of disappointed in you. We're done.
At the
Talking,
very least,
yeah.
the second time, because
Yeah, because
Yeah,
you should
yeah,
be able
yeah.
to forgive a dude for being a little crazy
Yeah.
sometimes, not 3 times a
Well,
week
I
for 2 months.
not
I mean-
being a little stupid because
yeah.
it's kind of
Okay.
stupid to ask for that.
Yeah.
But some guys are.
Right. I mean,
That's
like I will say, like
Yeah.
to be fair, sometimes they literally just do not know that that's not what you're supposed to do. But if like, and that's messed up in its own right.
Yeah.
But if you say, listen, I'm disappointed in you. That's not how I expect to be treated by you or anyone else, right? That's a message you're sending to him.
Definitely.
And if that doesn't fix it, and it should, if that doesn't fix it, then he's not worth your time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Speaking of time, I think it's time to move on.
Good segue.
And this is an
Yeah,
thank you. So this is an interesting one. This has a lot of layers. So I don't like my eye color, which is green apparently. So when I moved, I started wearing blue contacts and telling people they were real. Well, I got figured out really fast, and people called me fake. So in order to make them shut up, I told them my eyes were 2 different colors and I used to get made fun of. Well, I told this to my boyfriend, too, and he hates when I lie to him, but I don't want to wear colored contacts anymore because they look weird up close. But if I show up to school with them, everyone will know I lied. What do I do? Jake?
Okay, this all depends on how you handle it. How I personally would handle it would be go out and buy like a 12-pack of these things and just like buy like a few that look somewhat similar, and then eventually have like those ones that are red and those ones that look like cat eyes and stuff. And they're like, no, yeah, they're totally
Yeah.
real, because you can play off you lying as being funny or clever as long as you're like obviously faking, right? But if you continue to claim to this as it's being real, it's gonna blow up in your face if you're not gonna blow it up intentionally and cleverly.
Yeah, I definitely. That's the thought that came in my head. Like, do that exactly. Like, get a bunch of different eye contact, like different color lenses, and just be like, "Nah, I have this weird disease where my eyes just changed." Like,
Yeah.
Have
cat
fun with
eyes.
it.
Yeah.
Might as
One
well
of
have
them.
fun.
I personally
Will?
would lie.
Oh no, yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah, you might as well have fun with it, and if not, maybe not everybody thinks green eyes are a bad thing. Maybe that's just you being self-conscious, and I'm sure a lot of other people at that school have green eyes, and I just don't think that's something to be ashamed of.
I mean, I don't think that's the problem anymore. I think that was the
Right.
problem.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Now
Yeah.
it's now it's all the lies.
She's
and
in
like-
too deep.
which is
Yeah.
another lesson that you shouldn't.
Yeah.
If like you should think about the lies that you tell because
Yes.
they'll come back.
And that's actually a point I wanted to make, is the fact that right now her boyfriend, she's, I think, fairly convinced that right now this lie might be enough to break up her relationship.
Oh, jeez, that's not a very stable relationship.
Right,
I
now,
don't see eye to
and
eye.
I don't know if it would be enough as a thing. Like, clearly, obviously, he's like, oh, don't lie to me. It's a big issue for me, right?
Yeah.
And, like, you shouldn't lie to people that you really care about that much. But I'm just wondering, if the situation is where she is actually in too deep, like, she's gone on too long, and she can't just start switching out her, like, silly contacts, right? Because, like, I think it's a great idea if she hasn't gotten too deep.
Right.
But if she has, let's operate under that assumption. So she has, in this situation, she has gone in too deep, and she's afraid that this might break up her relationship. How does she go about, like, coming totally clean? Can she go to cold turkey?
I would say. Well, you want to.
That's fine.
I would say tell the boyfriend first and make it be something that you're telling him that you haven't told anyone else yet. At least then he doesn't find out with everyone else, and you can kind of have some damage control with the people that you care about.
That's a great point. Will?
Yeah, I mean, especially considering he really doesn't like lying, I would just be completely honest with him and tell him, look, you're extremely self-conscious about this, and this is something that, people made fun of you for, and, for, like,
Yeah,
changing all
explain your
this.
reasoning for it.
Yeah, and, hopefully if he's someone who values your feelings, he'll be, empathetic about that, and he'll be like, okay, I can understand where you're coming from. I didn't like that you lied, but it's not a big deal. It's eye colors, so I think, if he's a
Yeah.
reasonable guy, I think he'll let it go.
All right. Sam?
Yeah, so like I said, you have to explain your reasoning, and obviously, hopefully your relationship can stand this and take it. Or else just go on vacation to a really sunny place and say that your eyes changed color. Basically.
Just cover it up
Changes
with
with
more
lights.
lies.
It is.
I've never heard of that happening. But
Sounds
hey,
nice though.
Yeah.
all right.
Jake, did you want
Jake,
to say
yeah.
something?
What I think is most interesting about this is that she was willing to be super personal and say they are fake because I'm sensitive to my eye color, but then lied about what her eye color was anyway, even though she practically has come clean, but add
And
another
ruins
layer
it
of
for
lies because she's just used to that when she's trying to hide this. And I think that it's a big deal that, like, whatever your truth is, it's easier to make a fake one more than, even if they're equally as embarrassing, making one that you know is not true. And I think that your real issue here, while, yes, all the lying is going to be something you're going to have to put up with momentarily, is your view of yourself, even if it's just eye color, you should take a look at that. And if you come from that position, your relationship could be a great support for this, in that you say, you confess, you say you feel guilty, and you say that you could only do this for him and say it to him because you feel like you trust him, and then expand later and have him help you with that. Because
That's awesome.
Yeah.
you could make him a launching off point of him. He hates when you lie to him, and you could say, I hate when I lie to you too,
Oh,
because what?
I just see that going so poorly, though.
Why?
But it's showing that he's special and, like, you know, that she doesn't want to lie to him, but it's just that she's, like, making an exception for him. So
Yeah.
I like that.
Well,
I want to hear the counterpoint,
Yeah,
though, because
Sam,
I'm
let's
I
hear
don't
you.
know
have
how
my
to
own
explain
opinion.
it. I just can't, like, see that having a good ending. I hate that I lie. I hate that I don't, like, that's just, like,
maybe putting it that way.
Yeah, it was a bad wording on my behalf.
I wouldn't say I hate that I lie, but I would say I'm trying to
come clean.
come clean.
All
I'm
right.
trying to make myself a better person.
it's however you handle it. Right?
Yeah.
All right.
I think you made a good point, though,
Yes.
that it has to do with yourself and how comfortable you are with yourself, because people definitely do create fake personas
and-
for
yeah.
themselves just because that way if people don't like it, then it's not as connected to them, so it doesn't, like, hurt.
Yeah.
Like they can
No,
pretend
that
like...
that makes so much sense. And this is, especially if she is, like, feeling comfortable with her boyfriend. It's like, this is me opening up, right? And
Yeah.
like, and I feel awful that it's gotten this far, but, like, this is you have that should have been on camera.
Yeah.
Everyone just took a swig of the drink all at once, except for Keo, because Keo's responsible. All right, now
A swig of perfectly, like,
yeah,
Coke.
God, that water
not,
is strong.
Swig
I
implies,
almost
like,
had to spit out my juice just then because I
Oh.
was laughing.
you're welcome. All right,
It
now,
was synchronized, and
Now, before
every drink
before
was
we move
different.
on, before we move on to the next question, which is a bit lighter in tone, we have a call coming in,
Dun, dun,
Oh my
dun.
gosh.
and it's Wheezy.
No
I feel
way.
I feel intimidated right now.
headphones.
Everyone, get your
Oh, yeah,
headphones
we all
on.
get our-
Everyone act natural.
This may not be working.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, you have to say hello before I'm going to start talking.
Hey,
Wow.
Wheezy.
Hello, our
Hello,
wonderful
Wheezy.
host.
Hello, thank you for calling our place.
Whoa,
That's weird.
Hi.
how you
Hello.
doing?
Doing a good job.
Oh, well, thank you. Following in your footsteps, you've inspired me.
I am very inspirational.
How's
And approachable.
your- wow. Oh, wow. Callback. So, how's your trip?
It's pretty great. We're in Point Arena, California,
The cold.
and it's not. It's been very balmy here
Oof.
today. Very windy and very balmy, and they've got a really cool lighthouse. And
Oh,
I
my gosh.
walked up to the top.
Are you taking pictures?
I'm taking lots of pictures.
Fantastic. You gonna put them on
Find them
our
on-
place Instagram?
No, I have not.
Oh,
They're on Facebook and Louise Palanker Instagram.
well. Let's
I
see.
don't like to infiltrate the Our Place Instagram with things not Our Place relatable.
All right, that makes sense. That makes sense. Very
Yeah.
well. So happy that you're listening in, though. It's very reassuring on my first sort of big night that you're.
I have been listening in. Which question are you on right now?
We are actually just about to move on to a totally different question.
Were you talking about the guy who was persistently asking the girl for nudes?
No, that was a while ago. No.
Oh,
no, no,
okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was in search of a landline. There's no cell service where we are here. Right?
Oh.
I forgot those exist.
We've.
Well, it is cordless, and it's a VTech, and it's a fine device.
Landlines. Where are you?
Point Arena.
Pointer.
At the Coast Guard House.
Oh, what?
Did something happen?
Pardon me?
Did something happen? Why you?
No, it used to be a Coast Guard house, and now it's a bed and breakfast owned by my husband's cousin,
Huh.
Nokia.
Oh my gosh,
Thanks for
that's
the
so
invite.
cool!
Yeah.
I did not know that. And now maybe I have to take a trip up there now.
You absolutely will have to take a trip up here. It's beautiful.
So-
We'll take our
Fantastic.
place on the road.
So
Yeah.
Wheezy,
Gosh.
are you doing just like a California coast road trip, or?
Yes,
Oh.
until we get to Oregon, at which point it will become an Oregon road trip.
Did you go to what's it called, the Michelle Pfeiffer National Park
What?
on the beach? Have you heard of it? It's so nice. They have like this waterfall on the beach. I've never been, but I've looked
I
on
will
it
look
on
for
maps.
that.
It's quite a
Yep,
spot.
we're going
Big Sur.
all the way up into Oregon, and we're going to visit Paul Cowsill, who's got a ranch up there.
Very
And
cool.
They have horses.
Excellent.
And they have a lot of snow, so it's been snowing.
Well,
from what I can
please take lots of pictures to show us. And if you find this Michelle Pfeiffer,
State Park. Oh, it's
State
in
Park.
Big Sur. It's in
If-
Big Sur, so
if
she
you-
probably
if-
passed it.
oh well, if you do manage to find it, maybe on the way back, then do let us know. But thank you
Take
so much for
pictures.
calling. It was so great to talk to you. Hearing your voice even when you're not here, you're still the leader of the show all the way. And,
Carry on. You make me very proud, and I will see you next week.
Oh, thank you, fantastic! Can't wait to have you back.
All right. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye, Wheezy.
All right, well that was great. Nice little.
You
call
said
in.
love you, and you didn't say.
I
love you.
didn't hear you. Were too
He's
busy
the
clapping.
host. He cannot.
Well, Wheezy, if you're listening, I love you too.
He can't have feelings.
All right. Yeah.
He's a
I'm
robot.
that kind of host. Yes. All right. Lighter question. And I think maybe we've talked about this before a little bit. If I find a piece of clothing at school that I really like and I keep it, is it stealing?
No.
Oh man, that's a tough one.
No.
I like that one.
All right, we're
It's
getting
not-
a lot of different answers, I think. A lot of people are sort of nodding their heads, shaking
Where
their
did you
heads.
find it?
At school, probably on the quad. Probably.
See,
What?
Maybe?
Do you have a story you want to share?
No.
the
All right.
I feel like the honorable thing to do would be to take it to the lost and found.
Who was the lost and found
Um,
at school anymore? I don't.
Do schools not have lost and founds?
Yeah, my school does.
We still
What?
have it. It's
Yeah.
I
a
go to
free
a public
box.
school,
Terrible
so if it's
lost
lost,
and
it's
found.
found and taken home.
Oh my.
My
What?
high school had a lost and found.
Ours, we have one. It sucks, but we still have one.
Yeah.
No.
But I mean, yeah, I think it is because it's technically not yours. Maybe it's not. It's not. You're not
clothing.
stealing from someone, but
Well,
it's not black and white.
I
It's
understand the
real-
dilemma because what if nobody picks it up?
Exactly.
Well, I think you should. Yeah, you know what? The most honorable thing to do would be to pick it up and
Right.
take it to the bin.
Right.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so far, I think all four of you agree that step one is picking it up.
Yes.
It's
all right,
not
we can all agree
clear
on that much.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have to. I guess I
Step
don't have to
two
pick it
is
up.
to look if it has a name or a label in it. I
Oh.
mean, we all had that when we were in elementary school. Like, call
Yeah.
the mom's number if you find this jacket. or
Property
the-
of.
Yeah. Exactly.
No, that's good. That's good. That should be step two. I think we can also all agree on that. So.
Well, I don't know about step one. I might just leave it
really
there.
interesting.
And then there's no
Well, if
dilemma
it's
at
kinda
all.
It
gross and
depends on
dirty.
what article of clothing
Yeah.
it
No, no, no.
is.
If it's
I
underwear,
disagree.
I'm
You
not
like it,
going
though.
anywhere
Yeah.
near
All
it.
right, wait, hang on. How about this then, Keo? How about inaction is a form of action? By not picking that up, you may have ensured that it gets lost.
But what if I
Ah.
ensure that it gets found by leaving it where it is?
Or
And
he
then the
gets it
person
lost by
goes-
taking it.
Yeah, what if the person goes to find it where they left it and then it's not there anymore?
See what I like.
Aha. But I would argue that if there's a lost and found, that should be the natural
The
like,
third step.
third. Yeah, that should
You-
be the
you could
natural
leave a
first stop
note.
for someone.
You could leave a little note where you found
So like
it.
Put a
on
rock.
the cement.
Get a
That
little
would
maybe
be
put a
s-
rock over it.
That
Yeah.
would be the best thing to do if you leave a note where you find it that's gonna stay there somehow.
Yeah.
And it's not
Yeah.
graffiti or anything, and then
Yeah.
you take
Watch
it to
it
the
just
lost.
fly
and
It
found.
says, look in the lost and found if you're looking for this, and if not, then hello, random person.
Yes.
Yeah. and then, I think that probably odds are they will eventually wind up at the lost and found if they really want it.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So
Probably.
all right. So then going back to the action in action thing, would you still stand by leaving it alone?
If I'm assuming that they're gonna end up at the lost and found, then no, I would take it to the lost and found. I
All
suppose.
right. So
It
in
is
Sam's
kinda-
case, I guess
Depends on
I
It depends
okay,
on
yes,
the
I do have a
context.
story. I did take a beanie once. I found it on the quad.
really,
I took a beanie.
when was this?
This was like 7th grade. I took a
Wow.
beanie.
And you've been holding it in all this time, and
Wow.
you're confessing
I have.
it now.
Yeah, but
live
you know,
on
but I
air.
made
This is
up
a big
for it.
moment.
I made up for it actually on Saturday. I found an iPod on the sidewalk
Yeah.
with my friend, and we were kind of just like debating what to do with it. Like, it's right next to this apartment complex. Do we go in? And we just waited around so long. Went to go talk to somebody. Asked if there was a manager.
Yeah.
We waited so long that finally the girl came back and it was like retracing her steps. She's like,
Wow.
"Do you have my?" Yeah. So I
Oh,
made
nice.
up for it.
You're still
All
under
right.
Well,
arrest.
and
I did
and
donate the beanie to Goodwill after a while, though.
Very
I don't
nice,
want it
very
anymore.
nice. Well, I think we have got a caller
Oh.
Hello, hello.
weighing in on this question.
That's
Fantastic.
headphones.
Yeah. Hello. This is our place. What's going on?
Hello.
Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
Hey there. How you doing?
Good. And yourself?
Quite fantastic. What do you think I'm doing as the temporary host? How do you think it's going?
I think it's pretty good.
Pretty good. Could be better. All right. I can take that.
Would you
Constructive
tell us?
criticism.
Acceptable.
Would you tell us if it was crashing and burning?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Oh,
Yeah. All
that's
right.
reassuring.
So we'll never
All
know.
right. Well, I appreciate this sort of honesty. Now, have you been listening in? Do you know what question we're on? Do you have something to say?
You're on the article of clothing.
Yes.
If it's
Please say you
feeling
agree
or not.
with me.
Yeah, no, that is absolutely what we're on. So, what's your opinion?
Well, it's really not yours. Somehow spent some money on it.
All
So-
right. Then,
What?
all right. Then,
Putting it to lost and found.
so you would put it in the lost and found.
It's this.
If the lost and found exists, then you take it to the lost and found. That's what you're saying?
Yes.
Fantastic. I like that answer.
I agree.
So I'm
So-
just a terrible person now, right?
Well, it seems
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
I do charity
Yeah.
work, okay, guys? It was a beanie.
That
Like
doesn't
5
make
years
up,
ago.
That doesn't make up for it.
Yeah. The
Sorry.
iPod? No.
Sorry. I mean, with the iPod, it's like,
iPod Touch, like the newest one.
but that's like a nice thing.
Yeah.
Somebody obviously cares about that, but a beanie is not everybody cares about.
So then why does it matter?
But what if they did?
it's the
It was
principle.
like a black beanie.
All right. All
Don't
right.
even wear hats.
Enough beating up on Sam. All right. Well, thank you so much for calling. We love your input, and do please call again next week when you hear something that you like.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much. All right. Talk to you later.
Bye.
See, I think it's a we've come to a consensus that taking it is a given. It's what you do with it after you take it that matters, whether or not it's stealing
Yes.
or not.
Although I think by the end of this conversation, most of us are leaning towards lost and found. Am
yeah,
I
of course,
correct?
yeah. Well, that's the right thing.
Yeah.
That's the. Well, I'm not saying what I would do, but I'm saying what the right thing is to do.
Yeah.
All right. That's
I'd
fair.
have to be put in the situation and
Right.
see the actual article of clothing. And
Yeah, I get it. I feel you. Our
Like the
number,
question, though.
before we move on to the next question, our number is 888-531-7171. Please weigh in on whatever we're talking about.
Hit us up.
And actually, and this is going to be sort of a bigger thing, because we're talking about clothes, and that has got me thinking. There was a debate in the debate section in the app this week, and it was pretty intense, and I want your opinion on this. Kind of long. Listen up. Okay, so recently, a lot of the girls at my school have been upset about the dress code, including me. A few girls decided to start a petition for them to change the rule so girls are able to wear leggings. Me and others at my school all agree that we feel we are being shamed for our bodies, and it isn't fair that we are pulled out of class so boys have distraction-free learning. More than 150 girls signed the petition, including me. One girl decided to tell girls to all wear leggings today. About 30 did, including me. Though I followed the dress code when I did it, I wore a fingertip-length cardigan, I still got in trouble with the rest of them. How it happened was that I was sitting in math, taking the final test for unit, and the vice principal came in and told me and 2 others to go to the counseling office. When we got there, we were told to go to the conference room. At first it was funny and people were joking around about it, but then the principal came in and yelled at us. He told us that we'd have to meet him individually. After a while, he came back in and said that our parents weren't going to be happy, and they got a phone call saying we were all suspended. He left the room, and every one of us broke down and started crying. After another half hour, he told us we would just be getting a conduct. We had to call our parents for a change of clothes. I called my mom, and she was mad at the school, along with other moms. The girl who started it by posting a picture on Instagram had to bring her phone to the vice principal. Then the vice principal made her tell him her Instagram and forced her to let him follow her. Many kids from our school have started blocking the principal and posting a picture of the message that he has been blocked. Along with the picture, people are voicing their opinion about how it's an invasion of our privacy. Kids are forced to remove the picture. So sorry this is very long, but what I want to know is this right? What do you think of this whole subject? Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah, so
I mean,
that's a trip.
I went to a middle school where the dress code was like really strict, but I mean, like, we were never pulled out of class. I mean, we were told to like put like a jacket on or something like that. But that's crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
And
usually
that's-
just get like a demerit, right, or something like that. Like like a little punishment.
No, not even.
Yeah. Or just
So-
like a yell.
Is this like a private school or public school?
Seems like a
Yeah.
public
Hard-
because
hard to
like
tell.
Maybe a
private-
Catholic school.
private-
Hard to tell.
I mean, if it's a private school, I feel like they have the right to decide
Yeah.
your dress code.
Well,
how
any
they
school
want you to-
does
Yeah,
actually.
but I mean more so with a private school.
Yeah, but I've never really quite understood what the whole point is. I mean, yeah, I get it. You're not supposed to come to school dressed like provocatively, but I mean, they say it's a distraction. And what's wrong with wearing leggings if it covers so you don't see if it's fingertip?
Mhm.
I don't. I've never understood the concept, and I think that that is just crazy.
Yeah,
mean,
Well, yeah.
I mean, I agree. In this case, I feel like it's not even that. It could be like a stupid rule, but in this case, it's more about following. You know, it's more because it's a rule. You know, you're supposed to follow it out of principle. I feel like, and you know, just the fact that you're at the school and you broke one of their rules. That it's expected that you will have some trouble. I mean, what my thought on the whole situation, I'm not sure about like what kind of action should have been taken against them, but I think the principal going on Instagram requesting phone stuff,
Yeah.
I think
That's
taken way too
way
far.
out of
Yeah.
line.
Yeah. Way too far.
Yeah. All right.
So
we all
unnecessary.
agree on that. Keo.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. That once it gets to them, that's an intrusion of privacy. Like taking someone's Instagram, like following them when they don't want you following them. That's going too far. But like, I think following the rules is something that you kind of have to do when you're in the institution, and then you have to change the rules within following them still.
All right.
Jake, did you?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. We can all agree that the internet thing was ridiculous and
Yeah.
just shouldn't have happened. But I want to make like a argument for why I think that dress codes don't really make any sense. If you're gonna have your grades significantly drop because of what some girl in front of you is wearing, you're a terrible student already. You should be getting bad grades. If this is a considerable thing that will like be harmful to your youth or education, you're already not going to do that great in school.
Yeah.
I think that you shouldn't blame someone for someone else's reaction to what they're wearing. They're wearing something that they've chosen, and that other person is responding to that. And I get that there's like the whole at our school we have like you can't have like. What do we have now? We can show our shoulders finally. There was a thing where we couldn't show our
There's, like,
shoulders
new
because they're
rules.
like extremely provocative or
Okay.
something. But
that collarbone though.
yeah, right. But
all the way out the shoulder.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think it's kind of ridiculous the whole dress code thing, and I want to hear your guys' opinion on your current school and if there's a dress code or not, and how that works.
You're not allowed to wear hats unless it's from like my school's hat.
What?
That's the only one we have.
Wow.
And I went to a middle
wait,
school where it
what?
was like it had to be like 3 fingers, and fingertip, and you had nothing there. Like you can't. I mean, covered here and yeah, you can't wear hats. Basically,
Why?
that's
But
my-
you can wear one kind of hat.
one kind of hat has to be. It has to have like the
'Cause I
school
get-
like, mascot and everything.
Because if you're not wearing hats, it's the whole like flag code. You have a flag outside, you can't wear a hat for some reason. It's about the army or respect or something.
Oh, I get it.
And I get that, but it seems weird to have that rule and then break it for like branding of your own school.
Right. Yeah. That seems like a copyright.
It's,
thing. It's like
yeah,
we have ownership of all hats in this vicinity.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's a mob.
Yeah.
They've taken this territory.
it's it's weird.
That's weird. Have they ever actually explained it, or is it just this is what it is?
It's just what it is.
Oh,
like you have to
gosh.
lock up your skateboard. And it's like that's just a rule.
Yeah.
Too.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think that if there's a dress code that, I mean, makes sense and isn't outrageous, like not being able to wear a hat, like there's some kind of reasonable reason. And it doesn't feel like there's not like a bunch of people trying to do it. Like it's not that big of a deal. Then might as well just deal with it and get out of the school. I agree with what you're saying, Jake, that you shouldn't take away somebody's freedom just because somebody else can't handle it, you know? I can't handle how much freedom you have.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
'Cause
I like that.
America.
but if there's something that seems to work and it's not that big of a deal, then I think there is some sense in enforcing it. If it seems to make an actual difference. But if it's not, then
Just a hat.
All
yeah.
right. All right. Now, I think we're going to actually move on to the next question.
Oh, no, wait. Can I raise a point?
Real quick.
Why did
yeah?
you steal a beanie if you can't wear the hat?
Oh.
Different school. Well, I
Uh-oh.
couldn't even wear that beanie in class anyway because I was going to New York maybe within the next couple weeks.
And is that what you do in New York? You wear beanies?
Is that what
Yeah.
you do when you travel? You just go around stealing things? You're like, oh, I'll
Need a
take
beanie for
that.
the
I'll
flight.
need that.
I'm
Wait,
a
wait.
kleptomaniac.
Okay, now
just
my one
for-
question before we move on for you, Sam,
Oh boy.
is did the beanie have a propeller? Because if it did, then you are forgiven.
Yeah, I would say so.
No.
Ugh, then you're a terrible person.
But think
still.
of the comically overdone child character who lost it. They're so sad now
Yeah.
without that.
yeah.
It was a black beanie. Okay.
What is Jim Carrey gonna do with his life now? All right, so next question. This one's shorter, and I'm just curious how you're all gonna react. Is it okay for my significant other to be texting other guys, telling them how cute and sexy they are?
Wait, is this coming from a?
Wow.
Wait,
This is
is this
coming.
coming from a boy?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Sorry, that was me being really
Wait.
tunnel vision. Sorry.
By six.
not
okay,
tunnel vision, but it's a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was,
Yeah, it's
yeah, I was just
No,
saying-
no, yeah, no, like because that I
all
guess
good.
that might maybe like
If it's,
yeah,
Wait, well,
it could be from a guy, couldn't it?
it could be. If I remember correctly, and I could be wrong. If I remember correctly, the user is a girl, but let's leave it questionable. Actually, like that might raise some more questions.
so
So,
repeat
Wait.
the last bit.
is it okay for my significant other to be texting other guys, telling them how cute and sexy they are?
Well, actually,
No.
I feel like if it is in that case, it could depend. Like, so if it's a girl and then her
Yeah,
significant
yeah.
other is a guy
Yeah.
texting other guys, then
Exactly.
that would definitely change the whole situation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would
But
cause
even if
different.
even
Right.
if it was like a boy relationship,
Right, right.
Then yeah, that's
Then
different.
it-
Right? No,
yeah,
this
there's
mu-
a bunch of different ways
Yes.
that it
Yeah.
could be.
yeah. This I mean, it like reading the question, it sounds like a guy talking about his girlfriend.
Yeah.
That's what
That's-
it
yeah.
seems to
Yeah.
be. Yeah. So Jake's got his hand up.
I think that whoever's in
Yeah.
this relationship, you need to talk about it. Because there are people, for them, that seems perfectly normal. Whereas, they're not. What's the opposite of, polyamorous is...
Monoamorous?
Sure, monoamorous. There are people
Monoamorous.
that they don't just get that concept.
Mhm.
And you can't blame them if you haven't told them that it hurts you
Yeah.
to do. And it might just be his default. Or whoever this person is, their
Right, yeah.
default.
Right.
But so I think you have to have this discussion because you can't blame him for something that hurts you that he doesn't know is hurting you or they don't know is hurting you.
Keo.
I second that. I think that you can't just what you said exactly. You can't blame him because people just tend to have different language sometimes. Sometimes people call other people honey and they just call everyone they know honey.
Right.
That could make certain people uncomfortable or something, but they're not going to know unless you say something.
Southern waitresses say
Yeah.
honey a
Yeah.
lot.
Honey?
That's true. Yeah.
Honey.
I was just in
people
Nashville.
doll
yeah.
face all the time.
So now, that's a great point. I think that's the foundation of this is have you talked about it, right?
Yeah.
Because if you've talked about it and it's still going on,
Mhm.
then you have some more issues coming up. But I think you wants to say something.
Again, thinking about it again, cute and sexy specifically are kind of weird things to say. I've
Like a
never
little
heard of.
flirtatious?
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
called my guy friends like that with not having any kind of thing.
Were you in a relationship?
No.
Well,
Thank
maybe
you.
Do you think that if you were in a relationship, you would have done it, or he would have been all right with it?
I don't know.
I think the problem
Maybe.
is in a relationship you want to feel unique, and if she's saying the same thing to him, say that's all she says to him, oh you're so cute, you're so sexy, and she says that same thing to a bunch of other guys, then I could definitely see how that's hurtful because you're like, oh, well, how am I any different from them? Am I not just a friend? But if it if it is kind of just her thing, if she's being flirtatious and she has a certain way of talking to you that makes you unique from those other guys, then maybe it's not a big deal. Yeah, it really depends.
Keo.
There's definitely a difference in how you interact with people of a different sex when you're in a relationship versus when you're not, because you want to make sure that your partner is comfortable and doesn't feel any kind of jealousy or negative whatever.
Right. Like new boundaries are created when you enter a relationship.
Exactly.
And you don't want to overstep those boundaries,
Mhm.
basically.
Mhm.
Yeah. So clearly these boundaries are being overstepped, but if the boundaries have not been made clear, there is some leeway here.
Yeah.
Jake?
Yeah, I want to make that exact point in that no boundaries are being overstepped because there haven't been boundaries set
Right.
yet.
Yeah.
Set them or make them clear that you feel they've been crossed. Because in
Right.
a relationship, you set those boundaries together, not just like you being mad about it and then taking it out at him, and they doesn't know what he did. So you want
Right.
to talk about this 100%.
Totally. And actually, that brings me to a somewhat tangential point, which is that, like, in terms of relationships, no two relationships are going to have those same boundaries. You're going to have those same exact rules, right? Like, everyone sort of makes it up as they go, and what is most comfortable to both people, right? So,
Just a quick question. Would you say, though, there are certain default boundaries that are set for maybe all relationships?
Culturally, maybe,
like-
but they're
Right.
probably different in every country.
Yeah, but
exactly.
like, I
So,
guess
like,
in
within
our
like,
America.
within California or whatever, there may be some norm-ish, and then elsewhere it might be different. But when it comes down to the specifics, when it comes down to the nitty-gritty, it's just these two people working it out themselves. But
Yeah.
it requires that you talk about it.
Yeah,
so.
because you can't just. I've learned you can't just expect people to know. Those
Right.
things.
So how do they bring it up?
How do they bring it up?
Hey.
Now,
we should-
now,
Hi,
and actually,
yeah.
that's a good question. How does this person even know that these texts are going on?
Yeah.
If these
Someone
are
doesn't
texts,
trust
I never
Right.
even thought about that. That's a
Right.
good point.
like, so are they going through the phone?
This is a rumor.
Right, like,
Well, that
because that's not your phone.
That's also
Yeah.
that's distrust and trust at the same time. If they have a passcode, the partner has shared the passcode, which is like a good thing.
I mean,
Maybe they haven't shared it.
Ooh, that's
not,
scandalous.
not to mention, like,
Subterfuge.
not to mention, I don't think that two people in a relationship even necessarily need to like say, "Oh, here's my phone." Like, and, like
Yeah.
if they're married, then like whatever. Like at that point, it's like, well, clearly,
Yeah.
like you have the same.
What do you
house.
I
have
mean,
to hide?
You gotta
Aaron?
respect- some people have a. Oh yeah.
I think that, like, I have a lot of friends that know my passcodes just because I'm like, hey, could you do this with my
Right,
phone real quick?
exactly.
And then I
Which
tell
one?
them
You
passcode.
got like two of them.
I have two friends.
What were you saying? What were you saying?
But that's basically what I'm saying. Like, they don't need to necessarily have told somebody because they trust them. It's just like, I
Yeah.
mean, I guess it means that they trust them to a certain degree. But
Yeah,
it's not
yeah,
like a
yeah. No, I get
big
it.
thing.
So, like, but that's a good question. Like, how, like, is there a trust issue going on in general, and is this feeding into it? Did you just happen to see this by accident, which can happen? Like, oh,
Mhm.
like, it pops up on the front of the iPhone screen. Oh, I guess he's saying that to people. Why? Why? Yeah, Jake,
Someone might have received the text and told
this is
the
also.
person
Oh, yeah.
thinking they're being a good friend,
Yeah.
which they totally probably are being, but that's an issue that you're going to have to address. And I don't know. If you are going through someone's phone, you don't trust them enough anyway, and it's not going to work. Like, you can
Yeah.
try and build trust from there, but if you keep it at that level of untrust, it's not going to work that well.
Right, and that's a good point because
Untrust.
you.
What is it?
Distrust?
It's distrust, yeah. But untrust is great. So there's two now there's two layers to this. One is, you need to talk about boundaries, which I think, every couple needs to. But also, if you are going through this person's phone,
Yeah.
right, like, there's clearly a bigger issue than just boundaries, and maybe even talking it out might not. It might help, may not help, not sure. Worth a shot, but something's going wrong here.
And I just think also certain people value privacy at different levels, so
Yes.
you got to be respectful that you don't know.
Right.
I mean, someone may be really private about that, and other people may be like, "Yeah, sure, here's my phone." You got to figure that out. I think.
All right, for the next question. We're good.
Yeah,
Yes,
All right.
straight on.
I absolutely hate my friend Evan. He's super clingy, touches me too much, and is emotionally manipulative. If I tell him I don't want to do something with him, he says I hurt his feelings and calls me a bitch. He also loves to humiliate me in public, and I hate him. How do I get him to stop? I'm really nice, and I don't want to just tell him to stop being my friend.
Distance. Talking.
I think you can do that you can say you don't really want to be friends in a relatively nice way. I mean, you just kind of stop being friends. You just kind of stop hanging out with them and go meet up with other people and
Yeah, because if you hate this person,
Right. It's a
Right.
totally
it's a
one-sided
very
friendship.
strong word, hate.
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
sounds like she at least partly means it.
Yeah.
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 And I mean, I guess rightfully so. It's a one-sided friendship. He's the one who's always pestering her to do stuff, and if not, he basically
Yeah.
just like.
I mean, I would tell him all these things that you're feeling and not say I don't want to be friends, but say I can't deal with you. Like, these things bother me that you do, and I want to talk about it, and I want to make a change, hopefully.
Now,
The one thing I wonder though is if he would then be himself and then respond to that with oh, okay, then you're just such a bitch, and like, oh,
And
right.
then-
Like I can't believe
then
you're saying
it's-
this about me.
Right.
But like I think that boils down to what does she want out of this? Like does she want him to be a good friend or does she want to cut him out?
Right.
Right. Like cuz if she wants him to be a good friend then yeah, she does the confrontation. She says, "Listen, you're a good friend. I like you. I'm having some issues. Can we talk about them? Can we work this out together?" That's not what it sounds like she wants.
Well, it sounds like that's what's easiest for her to do because she thinks of herself as a nice person who won't confront someone and say, "I don't want to be friends anymore."
Now,
So-
and actually, you inspired me to say, does she even need to do that to get out of this friendship? Can't she just sort of, hey, what are you doing today? Sorry, I'm a bit busy.
Yeah.
I think so,
yeah.
but then
It's not the
that gets
healthy way to
into
do
am
it.
I lying or not, and then you might feel like you don't want to lie to a person to get out of something or something. I don't. It depends on what
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I would do that too. I would say, "Oh yeah, I'm busy," because that's not that big of a lie to me, and it's just
Right.
I don't want to hurt this person right now, but I don't want to
Yeah.
hang out with them.
All right. So sort of inconclusive, and there's two different sort of goals that she could chase,
Yeah.
and either way, she might need to confront this person and actually lay out what's going down. And I think, unless anyone wants to add anything, I think that we've sort of given a pretty good groundwork for what to say. And now we have a couple things that I thought were really funny. And I wanted to see what happened when I actually got to them. So first of all, what does a chai latte taste like?
Oh, from Starbucks?
Your call.
Whatever
A
you
chai
want.
latte?
Yeah.
Depends on who makes it. It can either be really, really good or really,
That's not very descriptive of
Yeah,
what
That's
it
just,
tastes
it
that's
like.
just how
tastes
it is.
like
What does
Verbally emulate the taste.
Oh, that's hard. It's warm.
It's like coffee and
That's not a
chocolate
taste.
mixed.
Oh, chocolate. There you go.
Wait, it's coffee and chocolate mixed.
Yeah,
That's
at a
okay.
certain-
Wait,
that's
there
your
was
interp-
chocolate in it?
No, that's just what it tastes like to me.
Right, and as Matt rightly pointed out, it sounds like mocha.
Yeah,
when you
but
put it that way.
at a different degrees of mixing. Like mocha is sweeter to me.
A
than-
different ratio
Yeah,
between
different
coffee and okay, I see
sweetness.
that.
Interesting.
Got
'cause
some future baristas over here.
I have always interpreted chai, like a chai latte, to be more like something you can get at like
And you-
Jamba Juice.
Oh, no.
What?
Yeah,
I don't
What?
even drink
What?
those.
like
With your
it tastes
wheatgrass,
like
you
it
get
tastes
some
like it
chai.
tastes greener.
What's
It,
funny?
okay,
It's-
Trish says it tastes like Christmas. Do you agree with this?
I don't know what that
Christmas.
tastes
You
like.
could say
I'm
that.
Jush.
It's the more seasoned kind of one, right?
I think it's hilarious
so. Oh, I
that you
can put
put
a
this
log
question
in
in. I like that. Like,
Why? Are you
It
like
just-
surveying?
I saw this
Person
and
going out
I
and
loved
trying
it so much. I wanted to see what would happen when
I
I
like
asked
it.
you.
I
Me
like it
personally,
too.
I like it better than the pumpkin spice.
You what?
I didn't like it that much.
Have you had the pumpkin spice?
Yes. I didn't
Oh
like
my
it very much.
God.
See, I think.
Oh my god!
question
I need to
really
move on
is-
from this question.
Sorry.
I need to move on to this
Moving
question.
But is this person willing to broaden their taste and actually try it?
Now this is in the same
Yeah,
vein.
why didn't they try it? Why did they
Yeah,
come
why-
to us first?
Because
'Cause
we
we're
can only give
wise.
them a
This-
certain
no, no,
subjective.
Jake,
But
this is-
Starbucks is on every
Jake.
corner now.
They trust us.
Now.
That's why they came to us. They trust us with their taste buds and their hearts.
That's
This
like
is a big
die every
decision.
like 2 weeks.
the first time you ever had a chai latte, you don't remember that?
I don't actually.
No.
I remember
All right.
I
it
think I've ever
like
had
it
it.
was yesterday.
Wow.
Because it was.
we are serious. We are serious about chai lattes here at our place. 888-531-7171. Call us, please. You're memorizing this. Good for you. Do cashews come from a fruit?
No, no. there's not
Google.
even- Okay, because it's called a cashew nut doesn't mean it has the. Wait, hold on.
All
I was
right.
gonna say it
All
doesn't
right.
have seeds, but I don't know where we're going with that.
Okay. All right. So we're having some mixed responses. Although from visual,
nut doesn't mean it has seeds.
I know it's great. This is great. Now I've had some visual evidence to support one answer over the other, but I'm going to withhold that evidence until you all give an answer.
I have no idea. I don't know where cashews come from.
You're honest. I like you, Jake.
They grow.
I have seen a picture. Too,
Then you're
on
not
the
allowed to
internet,
talk.
So
I've seen pictures.
Oh,
then
the
why
one-
did you say that nonsense earlier? Still,
and Will
To be or not to be a fruit? Cashew.
William Shakespeare? I get it now.
Yes, you
All
do.
right.
Wait. I'm going to say no.
Well, then you're wrong because it does come from a fruit.
I was
we
joking.
have seen it. It grows off of a tree. It looks like.
I want to
it-
know what the
is it
fruit
up?
tastes like.
Yeah.
Well,
there we go.
there we go.
like a
Thank
pear.
you, Matt.
Looks like a papaya.
Yeah. So there you go.
I'm not
Oh my gosh,
actually
it's a
so-
cashew
Kashuple.
apple.
Doesn't have
To
seeds,
shoot-
though.
It's a cashew apple.
Cashel.
Kashuple.
That is fantastic.
Apple.
It's a kind of apple.
Apparently,
That's awesome.
or at least they call it one.
Well, there's also like a pineapple.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, sometimes that's like different fruits are like
Whoa.
called.
It's just a piney apple.
You're just like
Well-
realizing this now.
Well said. Yeah, it's
but
neither
cashews
one.
are the fattiest. of
No,
all the
wait.
nuts,
Is it the
just
pine
saying.
that defines the apple, or is it the apple that defines the pine?
Okay,
so
well,
Oh
maybe
my!
it's
This is
the
getting,
pine.
this is getting too deep for our plays. We're not botanists or philosophers here.
We are
When-
fruit
Didn't you major in
nut
philosophy?
eaters.
No, that was Austin. All right, next question, and this time we're getting back to some more serious stuff.
Oh.
I don't mean to sound. It's not that serious. I don't mean to sound rude, but I find that in the last 2 months, at least 3 guys have developed crushes on me when I have absolutely no feelings for them like that, and I find them all unattractive, if not ugly. Is it wrong to feel this way? It's nice being liked, but not when you cannot return the feelings. What should I do? Will anyone I like ever like me back? And all of these guys have nice personalities, and if perhaps I don't know what they look like, I'd be totally interested. Unfortunately, though, I do know what they look like. And although I mostly care about personality, like a lot of others, I also care about appearance. So, your hand is up. Let's go
Yes.
for you.
Well, it's not rude to think that because you are either attracted to them or not. It's not you can't change that. I mean, you can't just say go to the plastic surgeon and fix this, and then maybe we have a chance. So no, it's not rude to think that in your head. Obviously, it'd be rude if you told them. It is a little bit obnoxious if you just walked around saying these people like me and just have that kind of attitude. That's not sending out positive vibes and stuff, so that's not going to bring in any good kind of partner. So, Jake,
Yeah.
stop my madness.
This person has taken like great lengths to try and not be obnoxious or like shallow and all these things that we like deem as terrible, even though like shallowness is built into human beings. That's just kind of what we do, and we all try and get past that. But if you simply can't, which a lot of us couldn't, don't feel guilty for it. You're allowed to not like them and just say, I don't like you, without saying, I don't like you because I hate your face. Because what you believe and what you tell them are different.
All right, Will?
I don't know.
I mean, I just think that it's totally fine to have that opinion. I mean, I've felt like that way before. You know, oh, this girl likes me, I don't like her, but I like this girl, but this girl doesn't like me. I mean, that happens, and you have a right to your own opinion on what you like in someone if they don't fit that. As long as you're not rude about it, that's your opinion, and you have the right to that. So
Good point,
you're
yeah.
fine by you.
Keo.
Yeah, I was gonna say exactly what Will said. You don't have to like someone. It's not just because someone likes you doesn't mean you have to like them, and you can not find them attractive for whatever reason you want to.
Yeah.
And you don't even need to necessarily point it out. There are gonna be some people in your life that, on paper, they look great. They might even be good looking, as far as like general people might say, but you just don't find them attractive, and that's
Right.
fine. You don't have to.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, and we sort of touched on this a little bit, but I mean, shallowness is sort of like it's totally possible to be shallow. I'm going to say that right off the bat.
Yeah.
But shallowness is not straight up, oh, well, I don't find this person physically attractive. Physical attraction, human beings are animals. Physical attraction is a part of general attraction.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one component of a larger machine. And Keo, I think, has a comment about this.
Yeah, and I relate to this because I feel like I went through the same things. Like, there were people that kept on liking me that I did not find attractive at all. And somebody will like you that you like back, and it'll happen, and it'll be fun. I think you just need to word it in your head the right way, because it would be wrong of you to lie to yourself and go be in a relationship with a person that you don't find attractive. That'd be wrong to yourself and to them. That would be like cheating. It'd be the worst thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Jake.
Yeah, being shallow is when you pick someone who you're only physically attracted
Aha.
to, and any relationship should have the mix of physical and emotional compatibility. If you really like someone emotionally or personality-wise, but you don't like you can't. You're not physically attracted to them. You shouldn't be with them. Same with the flip flop, and that's what we call being shallow. Is when you just choose their looks over everything else.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's a great way to put it. And I'll just say, like, I think that probably, to some extent, it's kind of really played down, like, the level of... like, the only time you ever see physical attractiveness played up is when, in the media, it's only physical attractiveness. Like, oh, well, they're just doing that because they think they're hot or whatever, right? Like, but, like, as Jake said, any really healthy relationship, in most situations, most cases, it's going to be you find this person attractive on every level, and that's normal, that's good, and it's totally okay to find someone intellectually attractive and not physically attractive, not get along that way. That's totally fine. And I think that we've sort of wrapped up with that. Now, we have sort of not quite enough time to do the other question I wanted to do, so I'm going to turn it to you guys and say, what's been going on in your lives?
What do you guys...
College application?
Yes, let's talk about college applications.
That's
This is a big deal because I think that at least 2 of you here are going through this right now. What's that process like?
3, right?
Yeah.
I'm not.
Oh, them two, yeah.
I'm not.
No, you're not.
No,
All
you're
right.
free.
Then those of you who are, speak up. I want to hear what this is, because I've been through that already. I want to hear your take.
Late nights.
Late nights.
And sometimes I feel like I have kind of BS the process a bit. I mean, I tend to BS a lot of things, just in general, not on a full scale, like, oh, you're just totally BSing this work, but I feel like I could have worked a lot harder, but sometimes I just feel like I don't have that in me. I don't know, I feel like if I really drove myself and I had the structure and I knew exactly what I was going to do, I could work hard on that, but I don't know, sometimes I just feel like I BS everything.
All right.
Yeah, I feel like the emotional component of being terrified of it is more of a problem for me than actually getting it done with.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I applied to one of my colleges in just one day. Like, there was there was just a few writing prompts, no actual big essays, and it took like 2 hours tops. So I think that being worried about it and then spending way too much time like binge watching Netflix is my problem to try and get over that.
Oh gosh, you too.
Yeah.
All right.
And there's also along with the stress that comes with doing the applications, I'm also worried about how I'm going to survive waiting for the answer.
Right.
Yes. Well, that was the Our Place show. We are a couple seconds late, but thank you so much for all of you who've stuck around. We love you all. See you next week with Wheezy.
Yeah.
Bye bye. No song.
Find our way.
Our place.
Our place.
Yay!
All right.
Woo, we did
What
it.
did it go? It's still totally